Marketing Officer.
Now, Pat Thomas, I'm in charge of IT.
I'm Katie Hinkle, and I'm the Operations Manager.
I'm Taylor Charles, and I'm the Sales Manager. Together, we are Team 8, and we are Revive. We're extremely excited to present our business concept to you today, so you can relax and renew with Revive. This is a brief introduction of what we're going to cover today as a team. First, we're going to go over our mission, vision, and goals and values so you understand who Revive is as a company. Next, we're going to have an industry analysis and demand forecast. Following that, Ryan will be presenting the management plan, Natalia will be presenting the marketing plan, and management information systems will be covered by Patrick. To finish out our presentation, Katie is going to be covering a financial analysis and giving you our conclusion. So who is Revive as a company? As a team, when we were thinking about a concept to come up with, one thing we really wanted to focus on is helping people. As a team of athletes, we saw a problem. And that problem is that high-intensity recreational sports take a toll on your body. You experience muscle fatigue, injuries, and soreness. So what Revive is, it's a luxury therapeutic rehabilitation spa for those targeted towards ages 35 and up. Our mission at Revive is to provide rejuvenating muscle relaxation services for outdoor sports enthusiasts and tourists in the Aspen, Colorado area. Our services ensure that tourists leave Revive feeling as healthy and rejuvenated as possible. Our vision is the ability to provide rejuvenating spa services with an air of professionalism to those who visit Aspen, Colorado to participate in high-intensity recreational sports. So what are our goals? What do we value as a company? Our main goals are to promote professionalism, have exceptional customer service so our customers return to us on their next stay, be the most beneficial treatments in the area, and have the #1 muscle relaxation and rejuvenation spa in Aspen, Colorado. Our last goal is to increase employee salary by 3% annually. We want our employees to know that they are valued and that we want them to stay loyal to our company. Our values at Revive are healing, sanitation, innovation, serenity, luxury, and sustainability. All these values being fulfilled, we have no doubt that Revive will be the #1 muscle relaxation and rejuvenation spa in Aspen, Colorado. Our company, since we are targeting tourists, we felt the need to analyze 2 different industries, the ski resort industry and the spa industry. As you can see on the screen above, the ski resort industry is experiencing rapid growth. In fact, in July of 2015, for the first time ever, Aspen occupancy and Snowmass occupancy rates reached 88%. There are 16 spas in Aspen, Colorado, which what makes Revive unique is the fact that we are a wellness and luxury therapeutic spa. All the other spas in the area are mainly health and beauty focused. 1.5 million people visit Aspen annually. 9.8% of that 1.5 million tourists in the Aspen area visit spas while vacationing. Therefore, we plan to take full advantage of these people, and we hope to get them in our spas. I'm now going to talk to you about the primary and secondary demand forecasts. Our team thought it was more beneficial to rate our primary demand higher than our secondary demand. Here's why. Our secondary demand is based mainly on national averages. And Aspen, Colorado is such a high-end luxury elite area that basing our prices off those national averages would not give you a correct or accurate representation of our company. We also felt that our primary research methods were extremely credible. We called numerous spas in the area and had extremely accurate information from them. And we thought that this would be more beneficial, weighting at 60% versus 40%. As you can see, our weighted annual sales is a little over $1.4 million for our primary, and our secondary is a little over $885,000. Together blended, we estimate that Revive will have a weighted annual sales of a little over $2.2 million after year 2. I'm now going to pass it on off to Ryan to talk to you about our management plan.
So we decided to form a limited liability corporation because we felt it best fit the needs of our company. LLCs provide benefits such as they are not subject to double taxation, they're limited liability, and they have a sense of enhanced credibility. We have 4 vertical stages in our company, beginning with our president, and the second stage would be our 5 departments, beginning with our IT systems manager, operations manager, marketing officer, sales manager, and our accountant. The third stage would be our on-the-job trainer, who's responsible for day-to-day operations. And the fourth stage would be our day-to-day employees. So we'd have 5 masseuses during peak season and 2 during off, 3 custodians during peak season, 2 during off, 3 machine operators during peak season, 2 during off, and then 1 receptionist year-round. Expanding on our management roles and responsibilities, Patrick is our IT manager, and he's responsible for maintaining our information systems. Our operations manager is Katie, responsible for inventory and supplies. Our marketing officer would be Natalia, responsible for implementing and executing our marketing strategy. Taylor is our sales manager, responsible for promotion of our company and our brand. And our accountant would be on retainer. So our corporate social responsibilities, we have 3 main categories: health and safety, which we would achieve this through our services, our rejuvenation services, and then the other 2, environment and social and community, we would have mandatory service hours for our employees. So now I'm going to pass it to Natalia for our marketing.
So our advertisement vehicles include ski lift ads, Google and Facebook ads, billboards, brochures, flyers, newspapers, and social media. Our biggest form of advertisement will be the ski lift ads because we believe that going directly to the consumer will give us the best results. So when they're tired and they're actually on the mountain, we can remind them to stop it. There's an example of which ski lift ads we would use as advertising, how many, and an example of the actual one in the back of the agenda brochures. And then our second form of advertising, our second biggest form of advertising is Google and Facebook ads because we want to connect the consumer before they get there so they keep us in mind. And billboards is our next one because they get 29,000 impressions weekly on the I-70 going to Aspen, Colorado. And our cheapest form of advertising is the brochures and flyers in newspaper, but still get a lot of impressions. All of those strategies are going to be year-round except for the ski lift advertising because many of the ski lifts don't run in the summer. However, there is a gondola, which is basically like an indoor ski lift, that we will have brochures in, which that would be all year. And then now this is an example of our website. So this would be our homepage and a little bit about us. And then where we're located. Then it's a little intro and a background of us. All of our services and a little explanation about them. And then we do have a feature that is book now so they can book their appointments so they never have to wait and make sure that they are there. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Pat for the management information system.
Thanks, Natalia. Cool. So right here we have a chart that shows our 3 KPIs. Our 3 KPIs are the financial chart, our customer satisfaction, and our learning and growth. We categorize these 3 KPIs by description, reasons to monitor, department, and the optimal direction and action plan. For the financial chart, it was very important for us to get the day-to-day sales because we have a peak season and we have an off-season as well. Our optimal direction is to have organized balance sheets and to be profitable after the second year. Our action plan behind that is keeping clean and accurate data. And we want to update our charts weekly for our employees to know what's going on with that. For our customer satisfaction chart, It's important for all of us, for every employee or every customer that walks into Revive to feel to have a great experience and get great customer feedback from our customers. Our optimal direction is to get more than great or greater than 70% of great feedback and less than 5% for the first year. Our action plan behind this is to listen to the customer's feedback and then create relationships with these returning customers. Our last KPI is the learning and growth aspect. The retention rate of employees is a huge factor because you won't have to retrain these employees. Employee salary, and then we will increase 3% of every year that they stay there, as long as Revive is profiting. Our optimal direction is reaching employers' potential and educating employees to train as masseuse. Our action plan behind this is if they're an ambitious young employee, we would pay for their masseuse training and have them come back to Revive to work as a masseuse. Our business process starts. We need 3 key indicators behind this. We need a scheduling and booking aspect behind the functionality. We also need a schedule for our employees, and we also need dashboards with visuals and charts and other displays. It first starts with the customer, though. The customer is going to see advertisement through Natalia and select what kind of program they want to get into. After that, after they pick, they will put in what day and what time they want to be booked with. And then an automated message will come after they put in their payment to our machine, so we don't overbook for anything. Upon the customers coming in, they'll get a complimentary robe and brochure and towel when they come in. There's 3 ways they can contact us: by phone, coming into our business, and/or through the website as well. Please check out the back of our slide deck to check our dashboard too. It shows 3 different charts, and they're highly beneficial to everybody. The software selection is next. So we need 4 main indicator factors in our software selection. The first being ours is that we have the scheduling and booking capabilities. Next is that is cost efficient. We're expecting Revive to grow as a company, and we need a very well system to expand our business. Our third one is dashboards. We need dashboards and charts to do this. Our next one is having a cloud base so that our employees stay in touch at all times during the day. We analyzed 3 different software systems: Meeto2, MindBody, and Booker. We chose MindBody because it has 100% functionality, 90% vendor support, and 100% security. Having MindBody will make us one with the people, the processes, and our technology. Now I'm going to pass it off to Katie to talk about finances.
All right. Through our financial analysis, we were able to come up with a net present value of a little over $700,000 with an internal rate of return of 64% and a payback period that's a little over 3 years. Due to all this information, the overall decision for this business concept would be to accept it. As you can see here, our relevant cash flows, in year 1, we actually have a negative net income. And this is due to the fact of the outright cost of all of the equipment and having to put the money in. So our NPV and our decision to accept would be helpful in us attracting investors that we would need to have this ample cash on hand so that we can keep with our business processes. We actually were able to use a couple different sensitivity levers to see what our biggest aspects of our business were. Based on our location, just because we're in Aspen, there are the 2 peak seasons with the off-season and the peak season, which differ with the amount of people that come to the area. So because of this, we would be able to, we ran a sensitivity test with only 25 customers on average for the year, which actually still left us feasible, but with a much lower net present value. If you also look in the bottom corner here, you can see our growth in sales. And as Taylor had mentioned before from our demand forecast, we projected to have the 2 million by after year 2. And through our analysis, we were actually able to come up with around that number by year 3. Overall, this is our income statement for the 5 years. As you can see, that is the net income loss that I had talked about before. And then, as you can see, our increase in sales throughout the 5 years. And we would produce a profit by the 2nd year. And with investors helping us, we would be able to keep this money and keep it going. Now I want to take the time to invite my team back up, and we can open the room to any questions that you guys may have for us.
So why did you guys decide to go with Aspen? I know there's other big awards like PPP, so I was just curious as to how you guys decided.
Well, the percentage of travelers who like to visit spas is right around the national average. And the reason we chose Aspen over like other ski locations is because the average annual income of travelers is exceeding $100,000, and the average income of residents is exceeding $200,000 actually. And we know we can charge a higher level for our services in Aspen.
Yeah, could you guys just go into a little more detail about what exactly the ski lift ads are and why you chose those as like a primary marketing tactic?
Yeah, if you look in the handout, we decided that it'd be the best form of advertising for a thing. And then we have a chart explaining which exact handouts and which ski lift ads we would actually have our thing on.
Additionally, we have a layout there, and you can see exactly how many impressions per hour we would get, as well as the number of chairs per lift. We have 88,000 impressions per day. That's with all of the lifts, but you can see the breakdown in that appendix.
And we're in 12% of all of the lifts in the resort.
What specifically kept you guys in a negative profit margin your first year?
This is because of the expensive cost of the equipment that we have to buy for the services that we want to provide. The cost to actually run the equipment is very low, but the prices that we'll be charging for the service is pretty high, which it leaves us negative just because of the outright cost that we have to have for those expenses of the equipment right away. And we won't be generating as many sales as we hope to by year 2, just because we won't have the customer base yet.
Makes sense.
Who exactly is your target demographic?
So our target demographic is anyone from 35 years and above. The average age of skiers is that is 36.5, so either 36, 37 years old. And we thought that 35 is a good age for disposable income. If we targeted someone somewhere around like their 20s, they're not going to have as high of an income. And since we are a luxury spa, we need those people with over 6 figures to come and frequent our spa. So that's kind of how we came to the realization that that was going to be our target demographic.
In regards to your 5-year plan, can you just go a little bit more in depth into why those values fluctuate?
Yeah, let me.
For marketing or
Sorry, I
for
screwed something up.
marketing? Marketing.
So for marketing, there we go. Sorry. Okay. So this is our 5-year plan right here. You also have it in your appendix if you would like to take a look at that chart closer. To give you, to kind of walk through our plan for 5 years, you can see in year 2, since we are taking 5% of our profits, our budget decreases. That year we cut our spending for Facebook ads and Google ads. We did that because it's one of our most high-priced advertisement vehicles, and we felt that we could still generate those impressions just for a cheaper value. And we still had like those same descriptors on there. It was just the frequency that changed. And then from year 3 to year 5, our budget increases. Through those years, we increased the number of ski lift ads we had. In years 3 and year 5, we also brought back up our budget for Google ads and Facebook ads and added a second billboard, which generated, I believe, a little over 40,000 impressions per week, and increased the number of brochures and flyers from 30,000 $33,000, which was our $2,400 numerical value, to $75,000, which brings us to our $6,000 value. The last thing we did was we added a second newspaper because it is such a cost-effective medium. People that are sitting in resorts and hotels and their leisure can read through a newspaper while they're getting their morning coffee before they go to the slopes and things like that. So that's kind of our 5-year plan for marketing.
And the budget differs just based off of the sales that we can generate with the 10% and the 5% difference.
Any other questions?
Do you guys have any other questions? Dr. Tucker?
What do you believe will be your biggest challenge in opening the spa?
I think our biggest challenge is going to be honestly getting consumers into our business. I think our uniqueness of being a therapeutic and wellness spa compared to health and beauty spas in the area really sets us apart. But since we are a new business, I think the hardest part is going to be getting those consumers in and getting that word of mouth to travel. But our team, can I speak for you guys when I say our team believes that the ski lift ads, advertising right on the mountain, will aid us in that. Even though it is a high-cost advertising medium, it's directly at our source. When your muscles are feeling sore before you go home, you're like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not going to be able to do this tomorrow. That's when we go, oh, hey, I see a Revive ad. Maybe I'll stop in there tonight or tomorrow morning. And we felt that going directly to that source is kind of how we're going to generate those people.
Is your account, can you go to the management side?
Yeah, the reason he doesn't have the line is because he's on retainer. Yeah. We decided to keep him on retainer just because of how expensive accountants are in the Aspen area, which was very, very expensive.
What was the number of impressions that you were going to generate total?
For which advertising?
Just the whole thing.
Well, it depended on like which advertising medium we had, and we have that table in your appendix you can refer to. For billboards, it was $29,000 a week for the I-70 billboard next to Aspen, and it was a little over $40,000 for a billboard that was on the opposite end. So still targeting the same amount of tourists. And then our brochures and flyers, we would be handing out 33,000 flyers within these first years, and then 75,000 from year 3 to 5. And then newspaper ads, I know our first, I can't remember the numbers for those honestly, and I'll look them up later today and then just email them to you. But it's the Aspen Times newspaper and then the Daily Aspen.
And we can also email you the total amount of impressions after this.
Okay. I did have one question about your increase in your employees, which I think is great that you're doing that. So at what percentage rate will you increase your services fees every year to account for that?
That's a great question.
So I guess with the national, we would have to take into account how expensive other services and things like that would be in the area. I guess we would have to pay attention to how prices are increasing and how the minimum wage is increasing and things like that for like cost of living, because it is a pretty expensive area. So if the cost of living does increase, then we can definitely increase our service prices.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we would go along with that percentage, whatever it would be per year.
We were also talking about too doing like a loyalty thing. So maybe start that 3% annual increase after a certain amount of years you work there, or come up with a plan to kind of like cut it off at a certain point and then just do raises from that point on.
Yeah, I just want you to be aware of that. You know, when you give a percentage, make sure that you're upping the services. Like at least you'll do a minimum of 5%, because oh by the way, to run your place is going to be more expensive anyway. So
so you have to account for that.
And people expect yearly increases.
Yeah.
For sources. Any other questions? You're done.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
You can now have this back.
Yeah. Don't want you to take these back.
Yes. That was your first year.
Yes, some people.